Hey everyone, Hallie here. Today I'm going to talk about some useful information to make you a better player in Marvel Rivals. This is going to be information that can be applied to any type of character that you are playing. This is mainly play style tips and just ways to get better at the video game. I hope these tips can help you guys out and make you guys better players at Marvel Rivals and hopefully allow you to have some better games. So without further ado, let's get into some tips on how to be a better Marvel Rivals player. The very first thing I would recommend to somebody who's just checking out Marvel Rivals, or maybe doesn't know too much about the characters within Marvel Rivals, is to play every single character. By playing every single character, you can get some knowledge on just about how all of them work and get a feel for them. That way, if you see one on your team, you know what they do, and that way, if you see one on the enemy team, you know how to play against them. Of course, the more time you spend on one specific character or playing against one specific character, you will learn the character better. However, I have found that just by playing every single character and getting a general feel for each of the characters within Marvel Rivals, I have just become a more confident player as I know the types of abilities that the enemy will have, and it helps you to read your team composition. Maybe you have a Thor on your team, but you don't really have like an actual Vanguard to block up the damage. By understanding and playing all the characters, you can just be a better player overall. Speaking of team composition, it's also pretty important to just get a general feel for some of the team ups within the game as you are playing all of these characters. Certain characters like Magneto and Scarlet Witch or Spider-Man and Venom have some pretty powerful team ups that can really change how you play the character and the effectiveness you have as that character. So I highly recommend learning some of the team comps within the game and just learning some of the team ups. See which ones you like, see which characters you like, and seriously, just this all goes back to just playing all the characters and seeing which ones you really enjoy to play. I know it's very simple, but in ranked, you are going to want to be playing the objective. You don't want to be really greedy for kills, so it's just good to just learn the maps, learn how the game modes play, and like the positioning you'll want to have. So I highly recommend just getting familiar with the game mechanics and the maps and just the general positioning that you should have. For instance, on the topic of positioning, while you're playing Marvel Rivals, try to, keep an eye out for highly elevated spots, while playing all of these maps. While you're playing all of these characters, you're going to be playing on all the maps, so, keep an eye out for power positions and just general areas that you can take advantage of. The reason that I do recommend elevated positions, for those of you who don't know, is, if you're fighting a character like Loki or some character with area of attack or area of effect attacks, it makes it much harder for them to hit you when you're on high ground. So keep an eye out for these power positions while you're playing on these maps, and just really, try to learn these maps and take note of your positioning. On the same topic of positioning, you should focus on how you position yourself with your team. The main thing I would recommend to you is don't go away from at least one or two of your teammates. It's always good to have a teammate near you, especially if you're playing as a Vanguard or a strategist, where you're either going to be soaking up damage for your team or you're generally going to be wanting to hang around them. I understand playing off your team as like a duelist or something, but just keep in mind, don't go all solo and try to 1v6 the whole team. Try to stick with your team, understand that your healers need to see you in order to heal you, and you just have a better chance when you're playing with your team. So if anything I could highly recommend is staying near your teammates. Don't go running off, even if you're a tank or even if you're like a super confident duelist. You should try to at least stay near your team and play as a team. Because if you're able to get one kill, and if you're able to stay alive, you're able to make that situation from a 6v6 into a 6v5, which is infinitely more easily won than a 6v6. So yeah, just main takeaway from this section is worry about your positioning. Focus on the teammates that are near you. Maybe you realize that all your strategists are dead and your team is losing health very quickly. Maybe it's a good idea to start backing up. Just read the room, read positioning, and figure out how to manage your positioning with your team so that you are able to survive longer and provide more for your team. And the last tip I have for you guys is to maybe record your gameplay. And if you can't record your gameplay, always think whenever you die, what did I do wrong in that situation? I know it's really easy to get mad at the video game whenever you die and, be like, oh, wow, this game sucks and it's not my fault. It's lag, or it was the enemy cheating or something. But every time you die, try to think of why you died and how you could have prevented your death. And the reason I recommended recording your gameplay is because then you can watch over your gameplay. And whenever you have a second to step back from playing the video game, and you can just watch your gameplay and how you play the game and see the mistakes that you made, you are able to just become a better player, as you are able to critique yourself and see, oh, maybe I should have went left when I went right, and stuff like that. It's just make you a better player overall. That's going to be it for my tips on how to be a better Marvel Rivals player. I know this was a pretty short video, but I just wanted to give you guys some quick information on how to be a better player in Marvel Rivals. If any of this was useful, let me know down in the comment section below, and if you have any tips you guys would like to share with other people, be sure to leave them in the comments below. It would mean so much to me and so much to other people watching this video. With all that being said, thank you so much for watching to the very end of the video, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.